Hi guys, I'm back again today with a continuation to our 37 undeniable linguistic miracle, and this is part 3. We're going to continue. We'll see 20 minutes or more today. Hassan, thank you for your request. I know there's another video you requested it, which is kind of like similar. Also, I will get to that video after these videos, but thank you for your buy me a coffee because it truly helps a lot. And yeah, if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell button, and let's get it. I wonder what we're going to be mind blown about today. This is very fascinating. If it's your first time watching this, you better watch the second part. It's mind blowing. Your mind is literally going to be like, what is this?
Ayatul Kursi is made up of 9 sentences. Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum, number 1. La ta'khudhuhu sinatun wa la nawm, number 2. Lahu ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard, number 3. What's number 4? Man dha alladhi yashfa'u 'indahu illa bi idhnihi, that's number 4. Ya'lamu ma bayna aydihim wa ma khalfahum, number 5. Then وَلَا يُحِيطُونَ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنْ عِلْمِ إِلَّا بِمَا شَاءَ, number 6. Then وَسِعَ كُرْسِيُّهُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ, number 7. وَلَا يَؤُودُهُ حِفْظُهُمَا, number 8. وَهُوَ الْعَلِيُّ الْعَظِيمُ, number 9. 9 sentences. The first sentence is Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum. It's a beautiful sentence which ends with 2 of Allah's names. What are those 2 names? Al-Hayy, Al-Qayyum, the living and the source of all establishment. Everything stands and exists and is maintained because of Allah. What's incredible is that the last sentence, sentence number 1, has something in common with sentence number 9, which is وَهُوَ الْعَلِيُّ الْعَظِيمُ. How many names of Allah in the last sentence? 2 names of Allah in the first sentence, 2 names of Allah in the last sentence. Okay. Before I go to the second sentence, let me tell you something about security. Security guards have a very hard job. But if you get if you're in security, you have to sit in your booth. You have to stare at the CCTV for hours and hours. And does it move? It's the same picture. And you have to look at it for 12 hours, 8 hours. What tends to happen when you're guarding something? You tend to get sleepy. You tend to get tired. Allah Azza wa Jal says about Himself, لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. Drowsiness happens when you're tired. And of course, what happens after that? What's the next step? Naum. This is the second sentence. The second sentence is, these are things that creation has. Creation gets tired and it starts getting drowsy and eventually it falls to sleep. What was the second last sentence? وَلَا يَؤُودُهُ حِفْظُهُمَا. Guarding the skies and the earth does not exhaust Allah. When someone's exhausted, what do they get? Sina and Naum. The second sentence is actually connected to the second last sentence. لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم ولا يؤوده حفظهما. He says له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. He owns whatever is in the sky and the earth. Now before I tell you further, you need to understand the difference between 2 words, 2 names of Allah, Malik and Malik. Malik is an owner. Malik is an owner. Malik, what is Malik?
Malik.
King. Is there a difference between a king and an owner? Yes. Ownership is about property. But kingdom is not about, you're not the king over a tree or the king over a piece of land. You're the king over the people who live in that land. Kingdom is about controlling people.
Oh, so it's like I am not only the owner of the earth, but I'm also the one who is, how do you call this? The ruler of the people.
Ownership is about controlling objects. There's a difference. Now Allah says, لَهُ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. He owns whatever is in the skies and the earth. What is the ayah about? Ownership. What's the third last sentence? وَسِعَ كُرْسِيُّهُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. His throne extends to the skies and the earth. When Allah talks about His throne, He's talking about His kingdom. One dimension of control is ownership. The other dimension is kingdom. Both completing the picture. Allah is Malik and He is Malik. The Malik part of Allah's attribute, لَهُ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. Third sentence. The kingdom of Allah, وَسِعَ كُرْسِيُّهُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Okay. What's the fourth sentence? مَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يَشْفَعُ عِنْدَهُ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِهِ. Let's understand this ayah first. Who will come and make shafa'ah with Allah except unless He gives permission? In other words, what is shafa'ah? Shafa'ah means you got connections. Shafa'ah means that you were about to lose your job, but your uncle is the manager and he came and said, no, he's with me. That's shafa'ah. On Judgment Day, we are in trouble possibly, and then somebody comes and says, no, they're with me. They're with me. Go easy on them, please. We beg Allah Azza wa Jal to qualify us for the shafa'ah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this ayah is about nobody having any authority unless Allah gives it to them. وَلَا يُحِيطُونَ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنْ عِلْمِهِ. They know nothing, they can control, they encircle nothing of His knowledge. إِلَّا, except بِمَا شَاءَ. The fourth sentence and the sixth sentence are both about a statement about Allah and the only exception. The statement was, nobody has authority to make a case except whoever Allah gives permission. They have no knowledge except whoever He wants to give knowledge to. Otherwise they know nothing. The fourth and the sixth sentence are correlated. The first and the ninth, the second and the eighth, the third and the seventh, the fourth and the sixth. What's left? Middle sentence? He says, يَعْلَمُ مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمَا خَلْفَهُمْ. Oh my God, He says He knows what is ahead of them and what is behind them. And He knew what is coming ahead in the ayah and what was behind in the ayah. He put in the middle of it is, I know what's ahead and I know what's behind. Who speaks like that?
I don't know. Like if it's not a magician, I don't know. This is me just speaking. It's like, let's say we don't know what we're watching right now, or we didn't believe, right? Then obviously I'll be like, yeah, this person is a sorcerer or a magician or something like that, right? Oh, this is crazy. When he was like going on and on about this, I was like, yeah, maybe this is not going to be like mind-blowing as the others, but of course we're wrong. What? I was like, yeah, 9 sentences. Like, what does it matter? Okay, yes, one comes with I forget already. Like, one goes with 8 and the 2 goes with 7. Like, it doesn't matter. But then, no, it does. Ruki, no, it does. This is crazy. I'm sorry. I should think of better terms.
Allah.
Like I think I've clapped I've clapped at each of these already because it's cool. It's mind blowing. I will never not be mind blown, and I will never not say it. Am I even speaking English? Probably not. Not. Okay, I think I'm going crazy. Sorry. Okay, this intro is beautiful. Makka bakka.
Another interesting comparison, Makkah and Bakka. Have you heard these two names of Makkah before? They both occur once in the Quran. Allah Azza wa Jal uses the word Makkah. Another time He uses the word Bakka. Now historically speaking, they are both names of the same city, Makkah. Some have argued that Bakka was the first name and Makkah is the later name. More accurately though, linguists have argued that Makkah is the name and Bakka is the nickname. Now, when Bakka is used in Surah Al-Imran with a ba, originating from the word crowd, the very few ayat that follow are ayat of Hajj. وَلِلَّهِ عَلَى النَّاسِ حِجُّ الْبَيْتِ.
Ayat.
What comes with Hajj?
Crowd.
So what's the better word in that context?
Bakka.
But when there's no mention of Hajj in Surah Muhammad, you go back to normal, and what word do you use?
Makkah.
Subhanallah. Even this small detail, you and I would say Makkah, Bakka, same thing. But the level of precision in the Quran's words is unparalleled. Human beings can't think at that level when they speak.
No, we are flawed humans. Even if you are like the professor, the doctor, let's say you have the highest in this world, highest form of knowledge or genius or whatever it is, we're still human being. There is going to be a flaw somewhere. It's like you cannot explain this. Like a human being cannot explain that. They cannot say, okay, this I'm gonna tell you that I made it. No, it's impossible. Impossible. Somebody needs to watch this video. People who don't believe need to watch this video. And if they don't still believe, then I'm sorry, there's no hope.
So one thing we learn from Quran is how careful we need to be with our tongues. Right? This is the sunnah of Allah Azza wa Jal. He speaks in very, very, very precise, even to the minutest detail.
Iron. What about
So this
iron?
ayah says, وَأَنزَلْنَا الْحَدِيدِ. Surah Al-Hadid is surah number 57 of the Quran. And Allah uses the word, we sent down iron. We sent down iron. Now, the thing of it is, Allah speaks about creating lots of different things in the Quran. But for all of them, He uses a verb called khalaqa, or to create. He created the heavens and the earth. He created life and death. He created, He created, He created. But when He speaks of iron, He didn't say He created it. He said, He sent it down. He sent it down. And scholars of the past were grappling with this issue. Why? Because, the words of God are very precise. This is our belief. So when someone would argue, when He sent it down, He meant He created it. No, if He meant He created it, He would have said, He created it. He didn't mean that. He meant specifically that He sent it down. Right? And so you find, in the last century, in the 20th century, geologists coming to certain agreements about the beginnings of the earth. One of them being that iron is not part of the original earth, it actually came to the earth in the form of meteors and was buried deep into the core of the earth. Right? So the word used, iron, we sent down iron, becomes a very accurate depiction of the reality of iron because it was sent down.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, because we are not like the first, I don't even know how to say it, but yeah. Sent down, not created. Wow. It's like I'm slowly thinking about it is like mind blowing already. I'm memorizing this intro. Light reflection. Ooh,
Is in Surah Al-Furqan, that's surah number 25. وَجَعَلَ فِيهَا سِرَاجًا وَقَمَرًا مُنِيرًا. Allah speaks of things in the heavens and the earth that are at His disposal. تَبَارَكَ الَّذِي جَعَلَ فِي السَّمَاءِ بُرُوجًا. Blessed is the one who placed in the sky stars. And then He says, وَجَعَلَ فِيهَا سِرَاجًا. And in the sky He placed a lamp. He calls the sun a lamp in this case, siraj. وَقَمَرًا مُنِيرًا. The word qamar means moon. But the word munir is the one that's really scientific, and if you want to take it that way. The word munir means something given light, something illuminated. So there's the source of light and the recipient of the light. When he spoke of the sun, he called it a lamp. When he spoke of the moon, he called it a moon that reflects light. So at a time when this is not a known phenomenon, Allah is speaking of the moon as a body in space that doesn't give off its own light. Nowadays, obviously it's reflecting the sun's light. But picture yourself 1500 years ago saying that. It's not very obvious. Looks like it's giving off its own light.
Iron again?
So this ayah says, وَأَنزَلْنَا الْحَدِيدِ. Surah Al-Hadid is surah number 57 of the Quran. And Allah uses the word, we sent down iron. We sent down iron. Now, the thing of it is, Allah speaks about creating lots of different things in the Quran. For all of it, He uses a verb called khala, or to create. He created the heavens and the earth. He speaks of sent it down. And scholars are very precise.
I don't know why.
No, if he meant He created it, right? 20th century. Geologists coming to certain agreements about the beginnings of the earth. One of them being that iron is not part of the original earth, it actually came to the earth in the form of meteors. And was used, iron, we sent down iron.
Yeah. Big Bang Theory. Okay, here we go.
Then there's of course the famous ayah about the heavens and the earth. كَانَتَا رَتْقًا. The word ratqan in Arabic means something that is fused and inseparable. The word ratq was used when a mother is carrying a child, because the mother and the child are inseparable.
Infused.
And when she would start delivering, the other word was used, fataqa. Fataqa is the time for her to start parting. So the ayah says the heavens and the earth used to be fused and inseparable, and then we caused them to come apart. The universe in its original form was a fused, united body, and then it became and spread out, and then the words used later on, it spread out far and wide. So it's close to, very close to, interestingly close to the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I don't know why the iron was twice, but maybe I think it's an editing error, so that's why I skipped it. I think we can do one more. Hello. Bodies in space.
At the time of the Prophet ﷺ, the only people surrounding him were people of either, idol-worshipping people, atheists, Christians, and Jews. The Christians and Jews were the more knowledgeable people. The idol-worshippers were not an intellectual people. They were Bedouins in the Arab society. Even the Christians and the Jews at the time believed that the earth was the center of the universe. Okay? And this ayah comes down and says, this is Surah Yasin, Surah number 36, لَلشَّمْسُ يَنْبَغِي لَهَا أَن تُدْرِكَ الْقَمَرَ وَلَلَّيْلُ سَابِقُ النَّهَارِ. And then this part, وَكُلٌّ فِي فَلَكٍ يَسْبَحُونَ. In the beginning of the ayah, he's talking about the moon and the sun keeping their order, not coming out of their orbits. And then he talks about night and day not transgressing. When it's time for night, it's night. When it's time for day, it's day. And they don't transgress each other. They keep their limits. So far, he's talking about the sun and the moon and the earth and time. Right? But then he says, وَكُلٌّ فِي فَلَكٍ يَسْبَحُونَ. And all of them are floating in their own orbits. Falak means orbit. Yasbahun, to swim or to float. So all of them in their own orbits, they are floating. Now at the time, one belief was, the closer to scientific belief was, the sun is at the center of the universe. And yet Allah is going a step further at this time, 1500 years ago, and what's He saying? The earth has an orbit, the moon has an orbit, and the sun has an orbit.
Oh. Last one. It's like, yeah, that's what you always say, right? Like the last one, last one. Until we sit here for like 2 hours. I can literally like skip here. I don't know why I'm not. Moses.
One of the great miracles of the Quran, if you don't know, is the name Musa. And they don't say Musa in Hebrew, they say Mushe. So I said, what does Mushe mean? The word mu for them is similar to the Arabic word ma. What does ma mean? Water. Musa is the one from water. That means that the word Musa is Hebrew. The word Musa is Hebrew. I told him the word Musa is not Hebrew. It cannot be Hebrew. And he says, why not? Musa alayhi salam is from Bani Israel. He's Hebrew. I was like, listen, where was he born? Tells me Egypt. When he was a baby, where did he end up? In the castle of Fir'aun. Who was in charge of him? Fir'aun. So when there's a newborn baby, who will name him? The people in charge or the servant? The people in charge. And the people in charge will name him in the language of the slaves or the language of the master? The language of the master. And the language of the master is Egyptian, it's not Hebrew. But the problem with Egyptian, the Egyptian language was already dead 3,000 years when Rasulullah came sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nobody knew the Egyptian language. So if somebody asked at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what does Musa mean? Nobody could tell you. We live in fortunate times. We live in times where because of Egyptology, the Egyptian language was revived. So now we can go back to Egyptian and find out what means Musa means. But before I tell you what it means, let me tell you an ayah from the Quran.
He's gonna blow our mind, I know
came
it.
into the castle. His foster mother, the queen, picked him up. She took him to Fir'aun and she said, she said to him, عَسَىٰ أَن يَدْفَعَنَا أَوْ نَتَّخِذَهُ وَلَدًا. Maybe he could benefit us or we could take him as a newborn. The word Musa in Egyptian means newborn. The word Musa in Egyptian means what? Newborn. She came to Fir'aun and said, maybe we could take him as a newborn. Maybe we could take him as a Musa. Quran translated Musa alayhi salam's name into waladan. The Quran knows the Egyptian language even when it's dead. Even when it's dead. Quran translates it accurately. Wow. She must have called him Musa because Musa in Egyptian is newborn. And Quran says we should take him as a newborn. وَنَتَّخِذَهُ وَلَدًا. SubhanAllah.
Wow. Wow. I knew it. There's always this fascinating thing that we learn whilst we react to this. Well, guys, I'll see you tomorrow for the continuation for part 3. I mean 4. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'm glad that you are also enjoying this as much as I am. Let's learn together and be mind blown together. This is crazy. Beautiful. Well, thank you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.